Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about colorful photos. I want to talk about photos that you want to keep super vibrant and colorful. I know it definitely seems to be a trend nowadays for everybody to take the color out of everything. Nothing like some gray grass. But I wanted to kind of go over how I edit when something is super colorful. I know a lot of people will run into issues also when they're editing, let's say, a bridal party or something, and maybe their dresses are a super vibrant color, and you're not sure how to use maybe the presets that you like to use and get the look you like with still keeping the true colors, because I can't imagine there being anything more frustrating than, let's say it is a bridal party and you pick out the colors for your wedding and the photographer that you hire doesn't keep the wedding colors true to what they are. So this is just going to kind of be some tips to help you keep color in your photos and like where exactly to go to tweak stuff in Lightroom. Okay, so the photos that I want to edit are some that I took of my daughter during Halloween. Like, I know we're like 2 weeks into November, whatever, but these were very colorful, so they were definitely the best option to kind of show you how to do this and where to mess with colors in Lightroom. So she was actually the cutest little sugar skull. We planned her Halloween costume for a while, but she's super colorful. Her dress is colorful, the flowers in her hair are colorful, her makeup was trying to be colorful. If I was better at makeup, maybe it would have been more colorful. And then we also walked down about a block away from our house. There's this house that's so cool. It's covered in bougainvillea. So, and all these little flowers matched the colors of her dress. So we walked down there. So she's colorful, the background's colorful, everything is super colorful. So I will go ahead and pull those up. I've selected a few here that I want to play with. This first one, you can see how terrible the makeup is, obviously. It's not terrible. It looked really cute. She looked really cute. And then especially once it got dark, it was perfect. Makeup is hard. All you makeup artists out there, power to you, because I can't do it. Okay, well, so this is what I'm talking about. So her dress is super colorful. The bougainvillea, she's like holding this pretty purple one right next to her face. So when I edit, I have a whole bunch of presets. I have more presets than like the normal person needs. And I don't know why. Most of the time it's curiosity. I'll buy presets to kind of check them out, and then I still end up defaulting to the ones I use. For these photos, and what I edit with 90% of the time is small presets, SMAL presets. They have a few different packs, Soulmate, Wild, Rose. I think he's coming out with a new one soon. But small, and it's just very specifically small 1. So the very first small preset is most of the time what gets used. Again, I try to go out of my box and do other things, and I come right back into my comfort zone, which is this preset. So if you don't have these presets, you should definitely check them out. They're pretty amazing. They do a little bit of color tweaking though. They do kind of make certain colors pop and desaturate other colors, but that is what we are here for. So I can still, to show you that you can still use the preset you like and kind of fix or pull back the colors to how you like pretty easily, actually. Okay, so we will mess with this one first, but first let's run the small preset. So let's run that. And then the first thing I always do with small is I remove the grain. I'm not a fan of the grain. Every once in a while, sometimes I'll keep the grain and maybe a black and white one, but I'm just not a fan of the grain. So yeah, I remove the grain. And then as you can see, let's see, there's this handy little tool over here that'll show us the before and after. So as you can see, it kind of cooled the greens down. It didn't necessarily desaturate them, but it cooled the greens down. It changed the color of her dress a little bit, and it definitely desaturated like the pinks in the bougainvillea. So we're going to just kind of play and see, to get some more of those colors back in there. So for her dress specifically, like what I was talking about for, like, let's say bridesmaids, for example, her dress is like a purpley fuchsia color, and the presets made it more into like a red pink. So if they were your wedding colors, it would be very upsetting that if you delivered photos that were that color, that wasn't the wedding color. So what we're gonna do we are going to go over to the HSL sliders, the hue, saturation, and luminous sliders in Lightroom. And first thing that I want to do is mess with this pink, because it's very important that the pink is as close as I can get to what it looked like. So we're gonna go and we're gonna pull up her pink, and having this side by side like this is very helpful. So you can kind of see as you tweak if it's getting closer to the natural color or the original color. Okay, so this little, I'm going to do it in the hue for right now. We're going to start in the hues because that's what we want to do, is change the hue of the dress. This little bauble right here, I don't know if a lot of people know about this. I've actually done mentorships that I seem to blow minds with this little tool right here. You click on it and then you can place it on your photo and drag up or down to change that tone instead of guessing, because I mean right now it looks kind of pink or red, or maybe there's magenta, maybe there's purple. You don't really know what to tweak. So by using this little tool and selecting what you want to adjust, it kind of does the work for you, and it's kind of amazing. If you've never used it, it will blow your mind. If you know all about it, no issue there. But so for what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to click on this tool in the hue, and you hold down your mouse and drag up and down, and it's going to change the hue of that dress. See, so you can see the little sliders moving, so that's all the way up. It adds kind of like ready, but see how many sliders it's moving? It's moving the red and the magenta, which is super cool. So we're gonna pull it down until, look, that's pretty close to what it was. It's a little bit brighter, just the preset made it brighter too, but as far as coloring goes, it's pretty close to the color. And then you hit done. Let's zoom out. It's pretty freaking close. And then now I definitely want to mess with the color of the bougainvillea. It's a lot brighter and just a little more saturated over here. So that's kind of what I want to do, is bring back the saturation. So here we're going to go into saturation and click on that little doodad again. I'm sure it has a name, but it's a doodad. And I'm going to select part of the more desaturated area, and then we're going to hold your mouse down and drag up a little bit at a time. That's obviously, like, look, it could get real crazy, and then it could get not as crazy, but I've pulled the saturation back. I think the hue is a little bit off still. It's definitely a little more pink than purple. So we're gonna go back into the hue one, and we're going to drag it around just a tiny bit at a time to get a little more purple back. That actually looks really nice. And again, like, it's gonna look a little different, like the highlights, just because the preset did other things. The preset did other things to the photo besides coloring. We're really just messing with coloring. So it is a little bit lighter because of the preset brightening things up. But there we go. So we have our purple looking pretty true. The color of her dress is pretty true. I actually really like the way that the green looks already. It's not really desaturated. It's just kind of like a cooler green. Let's see. So let's go up here. So this was shot at 6400 Kelvin. I do recommend you learn your Kelvin scale because it definitely helps when you're shooting. I tend to shoot between 7000 and 7500, just depending. If the sun is super golden or something, I might go down a little bit just because I don't need to shoot as warm because it already is super warm. But I do want to go in here and warm this photo up a little bit too, and I think that also kind of makes things pop a little bit more. And I'll probably put it up to we'll put it up to 7000. Yeah, and it just kind of warmed up her skin tone. It warmed up the greens that were really cool. But yeah, I think that looks really good. It looks like the blues are similar. The pink is, like I said, back. It's a little bit brighter, but that's, again, something that is fine. You're brightening a photo up. But yeah, it's pretty similar. So now that we have kind of tweaked this image and we've got the colors set how we want, The fun part is you can copy these settings. This is super basic Lightroom, but once you've edited one photo a certain way, and obviously all these photos are similar, they're in the same spots, they're in this with the same colors, it's the same lighting, the sun didn't come out, we didn't move around. So I can copy the settings that we just created for this one photo and just slap it on the other ones, and we can kind of see where we're at. You still might have to tweak a little bit. I wouldn't say slap it on and go, but it makes life a lot easier. We don't have to go in and tweak all those colors again in every single photo. Okay, so let's do that. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this double thing here. We're going to come right here and you go copy, and you're going to copy. So we want to copy white balance, treatment and profile, blah, blah, blah. The only thing I would say is don't ever, like if you did anything that's very specific to one area in a photo, like any kind of brushes or anything, or gradients, I wouldn't copy those. You can redo those again in another photo, because that might be a different spot in every photo. So you put copy, and now that is set for, you can also set it as a new preset, because now your colors are set, and you can label it maybe the name of whatever you're doing. So I would label it Halloween 2020, but this now is set. Let's go into the next view. See, look how cute. That was the house back there. It's totally overgrown and it's adorable. Okay, so now because I've copied that, I can go paste, and it looks pretty awesome. I think I might just like up the exposure a tiny bit. Looks pretty great. And we go to the next one. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. And that one did get super dark, so we'll up the exposure a little bit. So cute. My kiddo is so cute. Okay. See? Perfect. Not messing with any color tones or anything. Okay, so that is it. It's not like crazy exciting, but I know that it helps to see that you can bring certain colors back. It really comes down to mastering that HSL slider in Lightroom and using that little bobble to your advantage, and kind of just going color by color. But yeah, setting a profile and then copying it on the rest of your photos will definitely be a lot quicker than doing all of that for every single photo. So I hope you learned that you can keep your colors in your photos. When people say they've edited something with this preset with tweaks, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about tweaking things. If a preset gives you crazy orange skin, you can tone it down. If a preset sucks the color out of somebody's skin, you can put it back very, very, very easily. So messing with colors is important in Lightroom. No preset is ever just like a slap and go. That's not a thing. You have to tweak everything. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments. And that is it for today, and I will see you next time. Bye.